One of the very best things you can do for yourself early on in your playing is get used to moving your fingers as little as possible. This is going to be a very big help when it's time to develop speed, and it's going to help you right now with your chords. I'm going to show you some exercises that will improve the efficiency in your chord movement and in your single line playing, and we're going to start looking at chords first. Pick 2 chords and practice moving between those 2 chords very slowly. We're talking snail's pace. Focus on moving your fingers as little as possible. Most beginners will play a chord, lift their fingers up, and then move them closer to the strings for the next chord. Now it's easier said than done at first, but don't do that. Keep them nice and close to the strings. And don't play too fast, or you're just going to train your fingers to fly all over the place. When you play super slow, you're training your fingers to find the most efficient pathway to the next chord. Aside from slow practice, you can also improve your chord playing by paying attention to common fingers and guide fingers. For example, D7 and C have the first finger in common. So when you switch between those two, keep your first finger rooted to the fretboard. Same with E minor and B7. If you're playing your E minor with fingers 2 and 3, then E minor and B7 have the second finger in common. So when you're switching between those 2 chords, just keep your second finger down and pivot around it. Sometimes a finger just needs to move 1 fret to the right or left for the next chord, and that's called a guide finger. For example, if you play the A major chord with the fingering 2, 1, and 3, you just need to slide the first finger 1 fret to the left to be in place for the E major chord, and vice versa. Now I just have to slide this first finger back from E major to A for that. Makes it a lot easier to switch. Scales are a great tool for getting your fingers under control. You're not worrying about reading tab or reading music. You can concentrate completely on what your hands are doing. Let's say you're working on this scale form. Play it very slowly and focus on moving 1 finger at a time, and keep your fingers really, really close to the strings. And you can do this with melodies too. It doesn't just have to be scales. But approach it the same way. Focus on minimal finger motion and play very, very slowly. It takes some focus and dedicated effort, but if you put in just 5 minutes a day on this sort of practice, it's really going to pay off. Now, if you're looking for some good practice materials, check out my books. I'll leave links for those in the description. And for more guitar lessons, please subscribe.